Minasan, Ohio, Konnichiwa, Oya, Sumi. I'm Iris, and today we are continuing with Candela Obscura. Previously we basically come into a whole new game. We have to learn the setting, learn the new rules. It's interesting because it seems like Augie, I think that's Ashley's character's name, he doesn't have any type of repercussions from being in contact with this kind of magical spiritual rock that appeared at his friend's house. We're going back to the scene of the crime. It's not a crime, it's this paranormal event. But he's also become a part of this group, which is the Candela Obscura, and their specific group, these four are the Vassal and the Veil. Like I said, I'm very interested in how this group, not this group, but the Society of Candela Obscura began. I mean, how much they go back and forth with their other franchise. I would definitely be interested in seeing something like that. With this episode, I'm pretty sure we're going to get into basically the world building. I feel like we need to fully understand the limitations of the magic and the things that come over to their plane. It seems like the average person doesn't really know what's going on or would know, because the fact that they tried to lie to Augie about what he saw or what he experienced, which is weird, because the fact that you have a whole group of detectives because they were called like the paranormal something. I'm like, so why did y'all come here specifically just to tell me it was some kind of fungus or whatever the heck he said was in this building? Like, I don't think y'all the right people for this job if y'all the paranormal whatever the anyway, let's just get right into this.
I'll take you guys. I don't want to go.
All right. So, you gather your supplies. Do you have any particular equipment you wish to bring on this investigation you don't have marked, or you can mark as we go, should something be of interest to you? But, following Augie's lead, you step out once more into the night air of the ever later growing eve here in New Fair. The distant rumble of thunder crackling as the storm pulls overhead. You leave the red lamp.
Hold for me. Thank you.
Wow, ma'am.
And head back to the exterior of the steel.
Hey, hold this umbrella for me. What?
Events first kicked off. And there you kind of find the outside of the alley that leads to the fire escape. And you see no immediate signs of anybody bustling about.
Can we see, is there a way to look in the front of the building to see if there's anyone stationed out there?
The other side of the building, you move around to the front and kind of stake it out. You see a couple leave the front of it and kind of duck underneath an overhang and kind of begin to make their way, avoiding the storm itself. But no sign of anybody currently staking the exterior of it either.
Interesting.
Do you know how to get up? Yeah, I mean, up the fire escape, is that okay? Is that okay for you, sir? Oh. Or are you gonna, mess up your clothes a little bit?
Maybe, but I've got others.
After you.
I thank you. What a young gentleman.
All right. As you ascend the metal steps up to the third floor of this complex, you re-enter the hallway within the apartment complex proper. The floor creaks a bit with your first footstep. And as you, right on your feet as you are, kind of glance off to where the hall is, you do see a chair that is placed on the outside of the door that leads to the apartment. And there is one gentleman sitting in the chair wearing the same kind of dark, long coat as the OUP officers that you had spoken with. The person was just kind of sitting stationed there
Have they seen us yet?
They do not appear to be aware of your presence yet.
Are we in full view? Are we all in full view?
You all are stepping into the alley, or the hallway, and then it kind of divides left and right. Down the left is where that is, so you're kind of out of sight and just looking straight to see where they are beyond the T.
And he's the only one we can see in front of the door.
What is he doing? Is he just sitting there? Does he seem distracted?
He's kind of just sitting there, twiddling his thumbs, lost in thought.
Seems we'll need a distraction. I'll go. I swish around the corner. Excuse me, sir. I'm so terribly sorry. I'm here to see a friend, and I'm supposed to find the address, and I can't figure out which room she's in. Is it possible that you could help me? You look like you've been here before.
The gentleman kind of looks over at you. He's one of those figures where the neck is just wide enough, the head just becomes one solid shape into the shoulders.
Ew.
Has a bit of a bulbous chin, kind of a round button nose, kind of a rosy complexion in the cold weather of the evening.
Okay.
He kind of sniffles a bit and looks up. I'm supposed to be keeping watch here. I don't know this apartment well.
Please, I'm so terribly sorry, but I really need to find her. She's unwell, you see, and I just need to make sure that I can knock on her door and make sure that she's okay.
Go ahead and make a...
sway.
Should be a sway roll, yeah.
It's to convince commander consort.
Indeed. So make a sway test for me if you don't mind.
And I have a gilded die. So, if I'm right, I have 2 sway plus a gilded die, so 3 dice. Yes.
Well,
I really
sway,
like
one
her
of them is
accent.
So it's 2 dice.
Dinner.
Easy.
6.
A 6? Right. Yeah, this is success.
On the gilded or on the regular?
On the regular.
Okay.
See, now I gotta find out, like, so what's the...
So the
Okay.
kind of like scratches his chin. Goes,
I should have looked up the
yeah.
rules and what the
open the door a bit.
rules, like 6 is good, I'm assuming.
What power are you looking for? I can help you out here.
I'm looking for number... Just come with me. I believe it's on the first floor.
Maybe
but
it's
I'm
6
not
out of
entirely
10.
sure. It's in the rain. This piece of paper has just gotten soggy and wet. Oh, please, you
Kind
can...
of reaches for
Ma'am.
the paper, but
Yeah.
like takes
Like,
it.
oh, no, you can't. You can't possibly.
You want my help, but I can't possibly touch it.
Kind of walks along with you. Are you sure you got the right address?
Oh, absolutely. I'm perfectly positive. And as we walk by them in the hallway to the stairs, I just say, I'll see you in a minute. And keep going with him.
We kind of like block Augie a little bit. Oh, shit. Turn towards me and we'll talk. And yes, okay, let's see.
Okay. Distracted enough by your conversation, his flummoxed experience with your help me but not really, but please help but not really.
Right.
Tug of war.
I'm sorry,
You suspicious person.
Strong and manly.
I know, don't worry. We'll get you sorted. Begins to lead you, or begins to walk with you down the staircase while the rest
We
of you
immediately duck around.
duck around, head over to the stairs. Or start heading to the doorway, which is partially ajar.
Is there anybody inside the apartment?
It is not. It is empty.
I guess it makes sense. They probably don't expect anybody to come back, or like to come here at all. So just one person,
You
one or
glance
2
around.
people would make
The air
sense.
itself is chilled, and you see your breath in the air with each exhale. You can see there are some elements of water, where some of the ice that kind of sit at the very outside of whatever that blast was has begun to melt. But looking within, what little bit of light is visible from the now only singular working oil lantern that's kind of over by the kitchenette, that's alight in the middle of the room. You can see the kind of glittering exterior of the of the light dancing across the ice, like thousands of just little pinpricks of white. As you kind of overtake the lantern and hold it up in front of you for the visual perspective, you can indeed see all the furniture frozen over. You can see a lot has been shifted and moved. You can see many footprints in kind of the frost left behind. And indeed, the furnace is gone. There's just that kind of small crater in the ground, like in the wood floor where it once sat. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pull out
Yeah.
I'm going to unhook my watch, and I'm going to hold it towards where the furnace was, and I'm going to use my bleed detector.
As the energy begins to emanate from it, it kind of causes this odd buzzing sensation across your arm as it begins to activate, and you kind of hold it out just instinctually away from your face as the energy kind of begins to crackle around it. And you can see now as this chamber looks like there are faint signs of bleed residue that has been collected, meaning the OUP has certainly been through here and gathered what they could. You can see some of the furniture.
I want to know why this didn't mess with Augie for real.
Looks like a lot of this has been turned over. But you can see there definitely was at one point a heavy amount of bleed throughout this chamber.
Is there anything, an area that it seems heavy, but is farther away from the furnace?
You can make a sense test if you'd like to.
Okay.
See if you can sense any currently lingering strong emanations.
A 4?
A 4, okay. You, with the detector on about, you feel still, kind of closing your eyes. You've had an experience in your past that tethers you to the flare, and that sensation of powers beyond what we understand. And as you kind of close your eyes and focus one arm out, kind of revealing some senses of the bleed within the space, the other arm becoming a divining rod almost. And you feel this tug towards where the furnace last stood. And you begin to step in that direction, approaching. And there you can see where the frost is thickest, where the ice seems to be shot outward and locked in frozen spikes, like someone had flash frozen a fiery explosion, and there it was laid in this eternal frozen winter moment. There you can see there is a broken part of the wood floor that sinks about 6, 7 or so inches before it would break into the apartment below, but it just barely stopped before that.
Can I get down and inspect that closer, the area that's sunken in?
Yeah, you go ahead and look down inside. If you would like to go ahead and make a close survey test.
Can I give her
Or does
a
anybody?
drive?
Yes. I'm
drive?
very bad at this.
I'd love to have it, but I'm off flirting.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. You're helping me?
Yeah, I'll
Okay, so if I have none, then I would get a 1.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a low stakes roll. This one.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna use. I saw this coming because 3 times per assignment I can assist a member of the crew without spending a drive by saying how I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Okay.
Because I was here, right? Because I saw this shit. I want to help you out and feel out in this area. It's like right here.
Oh, okay. This is where he kept his charcoal,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, can you roll an extra one? Because
I was gonna roll none. I would roll 2 and get the disadvantage.
I
on it.
understand.
Yes. This.
because you had none.
I had none, and I still failed. I'm not very good at seeing things that are here.
What?
So, kind of glancing down, you can just see kind of that pocket there, but you do sense there's a strong.
This is wood.
Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Arlo.
Okay.
It seems as though this is the center, or the epicenter of the explosion, so.
And
What a genius!
it's about this moment the temperature begins to drop
Uh-oh.
even lower and colder
We didn't cause that, did we?
as you kind of begin to look at each other. And this faint, pale blue light begins to glow behind where Arlo stands. Here, as you see a humanoid figure just begin to drift into the air, about 1.5 feet off the ground. emanating this pale blue light. As it drifts, it comes in.
So he just appeared in the room, or this
You
person.
can see the elderly image of Donald Kinsella drifting in the air, head to one side.
Oh wait,
Eyes black,
that's the friend.
sunken and vacant. The jaw slack and open. A void, a darkness.
Mm-mm.
The arms stretched out, extended, as it begins to inhale.
Is that like how he never got back into his body, like Augie did?
Are you okay?
What's happening?
Where are you?
Where am I?
Mm-mm.
Why is it so cold?
What do you see, sir?
Turns towards you and you can see those black sockets, the emptiness behind them.
Mm-mm.
Almost seem to widen and they meet your direction. You're so warm.
Mm-mm. Back up.
In the doorway.
What have you done
So,
in this time, by
yes,
the way?
exactly. We can, yeah. So, I got the address wrong. I'm so sorry. The water, it just messed it up. You've been so delightful, though. Can I please buy you a drink at some point? Maybe even tonight.
I mean, sure, yeah, maybe I've got business to stay for maybe tonight we'll do something.
Oh, no, but it must be tonight. Please, oh, please. You've been such a dear. I'll meet you at the sight unseen.
Very well, I'll meet you there when I finish my shift.
Oh, no.
No.
Why don't you head over there now?
Now.
I can swear, well,
God.
this is...
Right, are you coming with me right now,
So I'm
ma'am?
going
He's
to...
starting to...
I'm
I feel a little weird about
gonna
this
use
encounter.
a resistance so that I can have
Am I like, yeah, this sounds
3
crazy.
dice with 1 gilded.
So is that one of your abilities?
Yes. It's got a diamond and 2 things.
Okay,
I'm
no,
gonna
so,
use...
so that means you have 2 dice and one of which is gilded.
Right, but then I'm gonna use a resistance.
You mean a drive,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use
Yeah,
a drive,
drive.
not a resistance. I knew that. A drive.
You got it.
I'm using a drive.
3 dice.
Like theoretically, because she's by herself, we can't help her, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Golden bones.
Come on, Charlie.
Come on.
You can do it. 5.
Yeah.
So I get that bad boy back.
Yep, so you get the drive back from the gilded die. So he goes, I mean, wait till we finish their investigation. We'll be on for a bit. That would have had to take a couple hours off, I guess. Don't tell you.
Just gonna stop by my house.
He gotta go, like-
This rain has gotten me so soggy and wet, and I'd like to open it for you.
Yeah, okay. Now go for it. What's the name?
Alice.
That pause.
That's sweet. I know your name, Charlotte. I've seen you around. Believe me, I've been eyeing you for a while. This is kind of a surprise.
Oh, darling.
He don't even care she
I
lied.
don't have to cut that off. Listen, I really do want to offer you a drink.
Oh no, I'll meet you there in a bit. I know your place.
I've had my eye on you for a while as well.
Ma'am.
I'm gonna see you there.
So can you waiting? And he heads up.
Bruh is definitely about to wait all
Oh
night.
my eyes, myself. Jesus.
Looking at that door, waiting for her to come
Lucy
in.
with your edge. Running up the stairs. Actually, yes. They're running up the stairs.
Right up the stairs and enter the chamber just as you see this spectral entity kind of reaching out towards Arlo.
I'll instinctively step in front of Arlo and like put my safety belt hand, but I know it's pointless. But it's just an instinct.
You put your hand out and kind of like
in front of her to like shield her, and
Right.
is an instinct. Yeah.
the ghostly entity of Donald kind of like turns towards you. Warm. And it's just like
Mm-mm.
reaching out, grasping, and as he does, you watch his arms stretch and extend.
Stretch.
The fingers themselves spreading out.
Ew.
Like spider legs. These like spectral claws that reach for you.
Donald!
Still reaching. What do you say?
I trip over my dress, fall down on the ground, and start backing away on.
I desperately called his name just to pull him away, but I obviously can't float with the spirit, so I don't know what to do. Donald, we can get you out of there. We can save you.
It's me. You remember me?
As soon as you start speaking, the spirit kind of like the jaw begins to subside, the form, the imagery, the features begin to return to a more human, less ghastly.
Yeah. Remember me and your sister's coming to visit soon? Bringing your paper?
My paper. What happened?
Well, what did you put in the fire?
I revived you from the scavenger.
Scavengers.
Which ones?
I was say he said something about. Okay, now we know a name.
Fucking Layla. Yeah, okay.
It's supposed to keep me warm. I'm so cold.
Donald.
Begins to reach towards you.
No. I am going to. I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
Yeah, he not used to this
Okay.
lifestyle.
Behind a chair, a sofa, or something. I don't know.
All right. There is some scattered furniture on the side of the walls here, so you could try and flee and hide from the spirit.
All right. I'm gonna spin a drive. Okay. All right. So 2. Yelling thing. Oh no.
Let's mix success.
4.
Mixed success. All right. So you dart away and jump behind one of the nearby pieces of furniture, darting behind and pulling it, scraping over in front to try and put something between you and the spirit. As you do, you end up landing on the side where one of the chunks of frozen ice is currently jutting out, and it like sticks into your side. You take a body.
Oh no.
Ow!
Take a
I have a
what?
question. So, one of my abilities is let them in. But that's if I've taken a bleed in relation to that phenomenon, which I did earlier because of Augie's coat.
Yes, you did.
Is it possible to quickly remove my glove that I had and feel my hand of where the bleed had hit it earlier?
In this instant, I'll allow that. Yeah.
Alright, then with this ability, whenever I take one or more bleed marks, I also gain additional information about the phenomenon that harmed you.
Okay.
All right. So, first, I want you to describe what everyone sees when you take your glove off.
When I remove my glove, you'll see that my hand is not what you would expect. It is a gray in color. My nails have turned black. The skin is cracked along the hand and along my forearm. You'll see just scratch marks,
Sheesh.
deep gashes that look old, but not healed.
And as you focus on that, you also watch as her eyes go white for a moment. You feel this wave of emotion and a buzzing of energy cascading in intensity until it bursts. And it's not connected to this spirit. It's connected to something else. Free. For a split second, you see something dark and smooth with carvings in it, like an art piece or a capsule before this release, and something shadow-like that is gone.
What?
Does Donald seem to have any of the markings of that shadow that I saw? Does he look connected to it in any way?
You would guess that whatever may have caused this detonation is responsible for his death, so there's a connection somewhere.
We have to go. We have to get out of here.
Did he get this by accident?
What floor is this on?
3rd floor.
And is Donald between us and the door, or is it like...
Donald right now is between you and the door and kind of parallel to the rest of you.
Or the fire escape? He's gone straight into his apartment. Do you have a lighter on you?
I believe so. Actually, would have a lighter on me. Yeah.
I look around Donald's apartment. Is there a bowl? Is there anything metal?
Yeah, there's what looks to be a tin cup that's over by the...
I'm gonna run and grab the cup and rip one of his books and crumble up a piece of paper. And will you light it? And I'll set it in the ground so that there's warmth there.
Okay, as you're doing this, you see the spirit is like still moving in your direction. It's like...
I don't want
as the flame kind of flickers within. The spirit goes and seems to like dart towards this tin cup and surround it. As it does, the flame that's burning immediately begins to flicker out.
August, run, come!
Alright. All of you dart out of the room just as you hear the...
Is his name August? She said August.
The weird, baleful voice of the spirit of your friend bounds to the space. Locked and left behind as you close the door to the apartment.
So now we have this weird item thing she saw, and then we have the name of one of the scavengers that used to get stuff for him.
Your friend is connected to some darker entity. Something was released when the explosion happened.
That was already in him?
I don't think so. I think the entity killed him, and now he's attached to it. I believe that if we can do something to control that entity, maybe your friend will be released. It's just a guess.
But a very educated one.
The energy of the departed tend to tether themselves to things in this world. Places, people, events. Your friend seems to be anchored to that spot or something that happened there. Perhaps we can help him, perhaps not, but this new information does change things a bit.
Regardless, we should tell Alexandra that there is danger in this apartment. Maybe somebody can guard it.
And we should find Layla.
I've already pulled out a small notepad and I'm writing down a series of notes. Is there some kind of messaging system to reach Candela, like a poster?
There's messages you can send, and kind of short range telegrams that can be dropped across the town.
Okay, cool.
Various code names for your utilization.
I'll take this note that basically is just a quick sum up about what we just experienced, and I'll
Attach it to a little pigeon. A little bird. And slide it into the fly away.
but you save it for a moment when I can deliver it, for sure.
Okay. Layla, is Layla Orens. You knew them because they were, while not of the same orphanage you were, they were another one of those kids at the street that was about 4 years older than you. And was kind of a bully. She definitely was one of those kids who's either going to eventually become the head of a criminal organization or wind up in prison at some point. But they're a force of personality, and you haven't really heard that name in a little bit.
But they're
You
still
do know
around,
that,
obviously.
Actually, no. You would know likely that they probably have been seen not wanting to live in this particular place specifically because of some of the business that they're involved with. They spend a lot of their time in the Clara House back in South Soffit, which is kind of a shelter and soup kitchen for the various abodeless individuals of the city.
I know where she could be. I mean, if that's the next plan of attack here, I can take us.
How well do you know her?
I mean, I haven't seen her in a while, but she's tough. she's older than me, and she kind of runs a lot of shit.
That's someone I can get behind. And the two of you, at least, are on good to neutral terms.
Yes. Well, I don't suppose we have any other leads at this moment.
It won't be the first time we've convinced someone to give us some information.
Let's go.
Yes. Are you quite all right?
Wonderful.
I don't know if this is rude.
What happened to your hand?
That's very rude.
It is rude. It's just you took off the glove and does it hurt?
It's quite numb now, actually. I had a bit of a run-in with it's numb. It doesn't hurt very much. And I'll just touch the cameo that's on my neck. We should go.
Okay. This way.
Heading back out into the
That's
evening
suspicious.
rain here, now pushing close to midnight here in New Fair. You trudge back to South Soffit, to the Clara House.
I wonder if it's another instance where she did something without thinking, or
that you saw in your vision.
because it just seems like she goes head first into danger. So
Alrighty.
Alright, so we'll come from here in a minute and see where this mystery takes us. Yeah, hang back for a few minutes. We'll see you here shortly.
Hey friends, my name is Spencer Stark. I'm one of the designers of Candela Obscura, a brand new horror role-playing game that follows a centuries-old secret society
Oh, I need to hear this.
protect humanity from the terrors of the unknown. It's set in a fictional world filled with turn-of-the-century technology.
And welcome back. So, Augie.
that
you
was
leave the rest of your
helpful.
circle
I know
away
I'm not gonna
from
remember
the
everything, but yeah.
climactic, if dangerous circumstance in which the apartment to Donald was left behind, heading towards the Clara House in South Soffit, you said. All right. Returning to the subterranean regions of the city, pushing through the rain, on this side of the Soffit, you pass by a number of the buildings themselves that emerge, protrude, or look like they are about to slip out of the extremely stark, brutalist, angular structures left behind at the old Farian ruins that emerge from the ground at odd angles, many of which has been, in some way, shape, or form, been carved and retaken and built upon, others that have just crumbled with time through wear and tear in the weather. But it makes for a very unique, slightly subterranean journey beneath the eaves. At this late in the evening within the Soffit, it's a little more busy than it is in the Steel. There's so many people wandering the streets, some heading towards their way to the Red Lamp, others that are getting ready to cross the bridges over the Stentorian River. There are some that are just kind of taking an odd peek at you as you pass by. But as you approach the exterior of the Clara house, you can see it's a modest shelter that is further back than it is wide. It looks like a homestead that has been expanded to 3 times the length of a normal home. The windows are simple. Looks like there are some thatched curtains that close the entry window away, and the front door is closed. There's no interior light. Here at midnight, it looks like the Clara house is, for the moment, not welcoming.
Not. They probably not gonna let people in at this time.
You know, it is pretty late, but should I knock? Is it a place that people are used to receiving visitors this late?
Well, as far as you've never been here that late necessarily, but from what you know of Clara, she's never really turned anyone down.
Let me just go in and
so she really is kind of running stuff. It's not like a proper shelter.
There's a pause for a bit before the door kind of unlatches and opens up ever so faintly, and you see this like vibrant red hair that is knotted up into a tight bun atop a head, and a somewhat tired looking woman who peeks through a chain that's locked on the inside of the door and goes, right?
Clara?
This is Clara?
Yeah, you might not remember me, Augie. Sometimes I've been here before.
I remember your face. It's been some time, hasn't it?
It's been some
You're a
time.
bit older than I remember.
Well, you know, that's what happens. Is Layla here? Layla Orens?
No, Layla, I think, is resting. Like she's staying for the night.
Would you do me a big favor and go with her? I really need to talk to her. It's real important.
Sure. I'll go ahead and let her know. You're here waiting outside. Just a moment. Oh, hello. Here. Just look. And that's you don't look like you have places to stay, right?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
If need be, there's always soup in the kitchen. Closes the door.
She's the best.
Steps away a bit.
She's quite possibly the kindest person I've met in weeks. She's a wonderful woman.
How many people usually stay here?
Depends. I mean, they got about
A few dozen a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And is there a particular age where they let the birds leave the nest? Anyone? I mean, it's kind of if somebody needs a bed, Clara will take them in. Incredible.
A few minutes go by before you hear some heavy footfalls, like poof, 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 come to the door, and the door kind of like poof, tries to slam open a little bit, but the chain catches it, and motherfuck!
Oh my gosh.
Opens up a bit, and you see this woman in probably her mid to late 20s, this kind of messy mane of auburn brown hair, which kind of falls.
I hope she don't be
She's wearing
difficult.
a vest that goes past
She
her
definitely
waist,
is.
and it looks like a thick flannel-like jacket underneath the vest, as well as like a thick scarf that's kind of hanging over the shoulders. She looks a bit dirty in the cheeks, and you can see has kind of dried, cracked lips a bit, but has already a look upon your troop as she kind of looks at you with complete mistrust and frustration. Goes, what the fuck, Augie? You waking me up this time of night for what? To introduce me to all your well-dressed friends here? Is this a birthday? Is it my birthday? Is it my fucking birthday?
No.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy
What the fuck?
I need to ask you a question.
Ask me a fucking question so I go back to bed. What is this shit? I haven't seen you in years.
Hey, I would be mad if somebody woke
I
me
know.
up too.
But I you know Donald?
Yeah, Don. What?
You were selling him some fuel.
Yeah, you know, just make a little scratch in the side. You know why?
What kind was it?
Always, you know, stuff we had left over
She's being suspicious.
Where?
from work. Why are you asking these questions?
I just
Something
happened. Can I read him while this is happening?
If you'd like to, yeah, go ahead and make a read.
Yeah, it's hard because do you want to say what actually happened to him? Like, is she gonna clamp up if you say what happened?
All right. She is definitely being dodgy, and her walls are starting to quickly come up through the questions and the nature of these three well-dressed strangers that are looking upon her as these questions are being asked. So you gather that dodgy atmosphere very quick. Okay, yeah, no, I got him from work. That's
Where? Refresh my memory. Where you been working lately?
all over the place. Look, I'm tired of getting to bed.
From work, all over the place.
I apologize for the interruption in your evening. Can I pull out a couple of coins?
Bribery?
Thank you so much for your time. Can I help at all?
She free?
Yeah, I mean she's also gonna pay me for my time later. So she's paying up.
So you hiring? What's this deal?
I am actually. I need information on the fuel.
Make a sway roll with the coin in front of you.
Right. That's the
because you are
advantage.
offering
Give me
the
that
coin,
money.
I'll go ahead and add a die to it.
Okay. My sway is not very good.
Okay, I'll give you resistance for it.
Okay.
So driving.
I drive. I knew that. I drive. It says resistance.
I understand. So it would be adding a cunning drive.
Yes.
Okay.
Cutting the drive.
And I'm gonna try to help myself out more and take one as well.
You got it?
So I'm rolling for it. 2 successes.
Two
Okay.
successes.
Well, okay, 5 successes would give
All
me
right.
6.
So that's a mixed success.
You're right.
So she goes, yeah, no, I've just been doing some work for a little bit for some folks. Been, traveling on the outskirts of the city, gathering things, selling them off, and got some extras. I sell them off to the foundry, and got a couple of things that I sell to some other folks on the outskirts of the steel. We need to keep ourselves warm here in the weather.
Who are these people?
Maybe a little too warm.
What are you fucking eating and hugging the charcoal or something? What are you supposed? Y'all crazy. I look.
Where on the outskirts, Layla?
All right, this is an interrogation.
No,
I've been in this
no,
before.
no,
I've been in this shit before. Goes and takes the coin from your hand and goes, "I've answered your question. I think this might be a setup. I say this respectfully. It might have gotten hacked."
This is not a setup. But if I open the door before she closes it.
It slams onto your boot and you catch it. Like, the fuck is?
Layla, I don't know if you're familiar with me. My
You
name
can
is.
see other figures, younger teenagers, and Clara start appearing in the distance, hearing some of the scuffle with them.
I don't know if you've heard of me before. My name is Charlotte. Charlotte Eves. I work at an establishment called the Sight Unseen. We are indeed looking for new sources of materials and fuel for my establishment. This is true.
Yeah, she just aired out who she is and
Certain
where her business is at
locations
for the
in
name of her
the
business.
city. We simply
So if anybody
look
else
the
come looking for
sources.
Layla.
Now I feel that we have mutual interests. You are interested in coin, and I am interested in discretion. This is why we're here. And I trust, as a friend of Aubrey's, who I trust with my life, that I might be able to trust you. And I'm going to pull out some coin as well.
You go ahead and make a sway.
You bet I will, and I'll shoot a resistance.
A drive?
A drive.
I was thinking that, but I was like,
Just cross this word out right
There you
there. Five. Any of that? If you want to help out, I will be happy.
I'm gonna do saw this coming and
Oh, nice.
add an extra
sister.
just brother.
Listen, I've been working for Charlie here for about 9 years now. And she pays well. She's fair. She pays well for loyalty. And this is someone you want to have on your side. 6 on a gilded dice.
Fantastic, so you get your drive back. That's awesome.
Does Augie get his drive back too? Oh, right, because you didn't let them. You did the. I saw it come, so you didn't actually use the drive for it. Got it.
So she's used that twice. She only used it 3 times, right?
Always down for more business opportunities in the city. I got myself my own network of individuals, little birdies that can scatter around. We got a troop of people who are good at finding some interesting weird shit. So you let me know what you're looking for. Appreciate the recommendation, Augie. Who the fuck are you?
They're associates of mine.
Doctor? Not medical.
Shame. I was a medical doctor. Doctor of
Philosophy, actually.
I didn't know that.
That's pretty funny.
Pretty good. That's pretty
funny.
What's so funny about it?
I don't know.
He's been a little
Doctor's,
offended.
Helpful. Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
sorry. They're your associates, and as a possible, full
Dang.
employer, I don't mean to offend your friends.
Definitely
It's so
offended.
funny.
I appreciate someone who calls it as they see it.
Yeah.
The shoulder pad.
Wait, can I read for a second? Alright, got some friends here for a second, if you don't mind. I was like, alright, no, I'll get some soup ready. Wanders off. Some of the other kids that are kind of also woken up from the whispers. And
But she said something about
listening.
them
And
finding interesting or weird
bad, I got
stuff.
this.
So
Kind of like scatter a bit. You get the sense already.
she's
kind of like-
aware then that it
runs
was
the
some of the
place
stuff she
underneath
was
or alongside Claire,
selling
at
to
least some of
people.
Her network also stays here.
Okay.
So like grabs one
We'll
of the
see.
stool and like parks it up and like rakers over it and sits down at the table. So yeah, I mean like what kind of work you need? What kind of business are we talking like?
Well, interested in finding new sources for materials, and I understand that you are exceptionally good at. I hate the word scavenging, but I'm afraid that's the word I'm looking for. Exceptionally good at finding goods in places where others might not find them.
Yeah, you say that. We got a few secret paths here in the soffit where we can find where the stairs go lower, if you know what I mean.
What we're really interested in is a particular kind of charcoal that you sold to Donald, you see. It's a very special kind, and it looks a little bit different, I believe, than normal charcoal. Might you have found that somewhere or seen it?
I think I know what he's talking about. No. Here's the thing. We occasionally take these jobs from this woman at the Alzarin Gallery, I think, in the Varnish.
Another person, okay.
Kind of intense lady, but she pays well. Bring her back any sort of weird shit we find when we're on our excursions. Well, I'm down there. Anything else we find, we get to keep. And so we made a deal with the Evanok Foundry.
Yeah, this
over
lady is
the steel,
suspicious.
That
We gotta go
they found
find her.
They can use for their bellows, their factory fuels, anything that's burnable that can keep the forges burning hot. Essentially, they give us a real good price because usually they gotta go ahead and either import that shit or pay premium price for their mines outside of town. So yeah, we found a couple of these great stores down there. I'm not gonna tell you where, because that's kind of where this comes from. But like, we've gone back and forth a few times and found like some of the shit works really, really well. So yeah, we've had like a good thing going on with the foundry for a while, and we sell the most of it, and then every now and then we take whatever's left over or keep it some to the side to give to some of the people we like in the steel and some of them here as well, especially during the cold weather for us.
Have you ever burned any yourself?
Not illegal. We stay here with Clara. She's got plenty of wood.
Have you ever seen one of your clients burn this fuel before?
Yeah, we've been doing it for weeks now. Y'all seem to be.
The most recent delivery, though, to Donald. Did you notice anything strange about it? Was it located anywhere different than usual?
Yeah, well, I had like some. Yeah, you know what? There was like some strange, looked almost like sculptures, some boxes or something. Well, it's made of the same material we assumed it would burn as well. So we just said it was like a bitter fuel, and sold it for a little bit extra.
Wow.
And that was next to what you gave to Donald, or that is what you gave to Donald?
I think we gave one to Donald and we gave one to the Foundry originally.
Was it intended for the Foundry?
Well, I mean, the Foundry's the one who usually pays for the majority of the
How
fuel.
recent was that?
That was yesterday.
We should get to the Foundry. Last question. Last question for me, at least. The Alzarin Gallery, the gentlewoman that you mentioned, do you know her name?
She doesn't give me a name. She does.
Naturally.
She does wear a pair of gloves, pair of brown gloves, short black hair, kind of a very intense woman. One of them like hoity-toity artist types.
Have I ever been to the gallery before?
You may have actually been to the gallery in passing. It's a beautiful art gallery in the Varnish. They have a number of themed displays that happen on cycling schedules. They have some galas that are thrown there by friends of the gallery. So it tends to be kind of a social hosting spot.
I don't know if I can ask this of my GM or if I can ask of her, but would it be a place where they would show artifacts or relics, or mostly just paintings and sculptures and such?
I guess the question is, how often have you been there? Do you think you would be a purveyor of this gallery often, or?
I think I would find it to be an excellent meeting place to do business with people.
Okay. As far as you can tell, most of it's sculptures and paintings. But they do have, a lot of them are historical paintings. A lot of them are imported from like even beyond the vast chasm, and kind of like are from creators and artists from otherwhere and foreign spaces, especially in the post-war era. It's considered kind of taboo to display such things. So those tend to be a little more secretive and a little more invite only. They do have themes that deal with old fair sculptures and artistic expression. But there are a lot of places here that also, study and talk of the lost history of old fair.
To the Foundry?
Yes.
You, Leila, have been of excellent help. I pull out a card. If you ever find yourself, I hope you don't at this age, but if you ever find yourself near the sight unseen, drop in and hand this to a man named Stinson.
All right. Thank you. Pleasure doing business. Puts a hand out for the coin that you offer.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And one extra. We have time.
All right. Well, perfect.
Yeah, I just came up on some money.
I guess best to kind of merge our network, see what kind of good come out of it. And sorry about the whole laughing at you thing.
It's quite all right. You don't know any better.
We laugh at him all the time. It's fine.
Just maybe don't start with that.
Sure, I won't.
Look where we live. Anyway, nice meeting some of you. Good to see you, Augie. You grew up right. Like it. You filled out.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Fucking weirdo. Get out of here. Get out of here.
All right.
She kind of pushes you all out the door. Vera's like, I just brought the soup.
Aww.
Ready to go?
As we're leaving, I just pull my little journal out, just take it and just write her first name in my journal. Just put it back in my pocket. That's all.
What's that
I
about?
know where this foundry is. Do we have a sense of where it is? It could be
You know it's in the steel.
Right. So it's after midnight right now, right?
It is.
How comfortable are we going to the steel at this hour?
Quite.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. show them some of Backstreet's of you.
You ready? You ready to see this?
Stop.
Oh my gosh. Being extra.
Unnecessary, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It just
Perfect.
makes him so happy. I had to let him do it.
Oh my
Brilliant.
gosh. So that was a good place to stop. So what did we learn on this section? Basically, we went back to Donald's apartment. We saw his ghost. He gave us some information that he got, the charcoal from this scavenger named Layla. And also we seen some kind of weird, I don't know what it was, but obviously it's something that, ended up taking Donald's life. So we need to learn more about that. We went to go see Layla, and basically they've been working for this lady who works at the gallery, who has them doing odd jobs. They don't even know her name. She's keeping everything hush hush. So she's probably up to something, because basically when they find things, she wants the weird things that they find. So with the charcoal though, they basically, one of the locations that they go look for things, they found some weird looking charcoal, and basically they just sold it to the foundry and to Donald and some other folks. Well, we know for sure them two, but they basically just said, oh, this is some of the premium stuff, like this works better, and they got some extra money off of it. Like I said, it was good that they didn't expose everything that was going on, you know what I mean? They don't need to know about Donald and the situation that happened. But still, that's what I was the fact that Charlotte, told her name and where she works. I know that was kind of to build trust, and the fact that she's, a prominent person in their town. But if another situation happens like this, where say the detectives or whomever come looking for her, they could get this information. She has a whole card. So, I mean, that could backfire, or it could help them in the long run because they left on good terms. So now we're going to the foundry to probably locate this, premium charcoal. Hopefully it's not too many people here at this hour. They said it's about midnight. I'm glad they had that little video during the break where they talked more about how the game works. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be grasping and trying to remember, because now I was learning the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, the specific rules for that. Now I've got to learn the rules for this. I feel like the most important part is learning the roles and trying to remember the drives and the gilded dice. But other than that, it doesn't seem too difficult. What else? Oh yeah, okay, so I was thinking again, like, isn't it weird that they didn't want Alex to know about Augie and Charlotte knowing each other, but the other two, I can't remember their names right now, they have worked together multiple times. And I don't know, I think Charlotte may have worked with them too, so why was it not okay for Augie to know Charlotte? I don't know. Because I was trying to remember, I'm like, did they know each other? Yeah, they did say they worked together before, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. I want to see more of this magic, I want to see some fights, to be honest. Stuff is probably going to start really popping off when they meet this mystery woman. And it's probably like a prominent person in their town, in their society, because Charlotte and what's her name? Something with an A. Both of them probably know who this lady is. But what's suspicious is the lady, the cultist. What's her? Laura's character. Her thing with her hand and her touching her little thing on her neck. That situation is suspicious. And then with the dude, the professor, writing down the name, I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.